Hold on, y'all. Hey, y'all. That would BSB chat. Y'all know I fixed the answer here fast. But let me check my phone. I want to see if I'm live on my other stuff. Let's put some music on to listen to while I'm looking at this stuff. But hey, y'all make sure y'all tap me out. Send me share me with your people. Y'all know the rules. Let's put a little something in here. Not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. So let's do this. Okay, y'all. Y'all doing all right. I'm going to check on Facebook and make sure I'm live there. Because you know they like to put on the top sometimes. Sometimes. Oh yeah, say I'm live, y'all. I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. So listen, y'all, I'm gonna start going live more often on my Facebook. So I don't lose my minutes over there. I got to be much more intentional about what I say when I'm over on over here on a Facebook. And I'm gonna be working on that because it's important. Because I need to be able to go live on my platform that require that. So I'm gonna have to type and get that part together. But how y'all doing today? I just wanted to jump on here, do a little catch up session going into 2025. Let me see if I'm live on YouTube because I shared it over there. So let me I'm live over there. I'm streaming over there too. So let me go check. I was watching my sis earlier over there on Miss Peaches, her perspective. She was live. She had a live a little while ago. Y'all make sure a few minutes ago, not too long ago, I shared it. But y'all make sure y'all go over there and what she say, subscribe. Y'all going over there and subscribe to my sis now. Cause she is really she growing and she learning and I'm so excited for her and the things she's doing. So y'all just make sure y'all get on over there. Let me go check my YouTube chat and make sure it's live. My YouTube growing, y'all. I've been kind of surprised, but it is really growing. Finally. I had been at less than 100 followers for so long. And but now I'm over 100. Oh, y'all hear me talking? That's me talking, y'all. So yeah, so I wanted to jump on here and just chat with y'all. I can see my comments if you commenting. But hello. So y'all know I've been under the weather. I have been and it's not really a cold or sick under the weather. I started a new rheumatoid arthritis medication, and it's a TNF blocker. And prior to that, the reason I went from an oral, I've been on a TNF blocker before, but I was having some side effects, so we switched to an oral RA medication. I was on Rinvoq, then Xeljanz. But on my most recent X-rays earlier this year with my new rheumatologist, I have some erosion, some progression. Um, so they decided to go back to a TNF blocker. So the one I was on before is Humira. Now I'm on Cimzia. So anyway, I took it and I had a reaction to the medication. Kind of like hives, like an allergic reaction, but it's not an allergic reaction. It is actually a systemic reaction of my body to the strength of the medication. So I get like hives. It's on both of my arms, both of my breasts, and it goes from my shoulder to my elbow on both arms. It's really itchy. So I ended up having to go to urgent care because my primary care didn't have no appointments. I ended up going, which is no surprise this time of year, right? It's all kind of viruses and stuff going around. So I when I excuse me, when I had the reaction, I had to go to urgent care, and so they gave me a steroid injection, and then they gave me prednisone oral steroids to bring home to take so that I can you know treat the symptoms, the rash, the itching, that part of it. So right now my body is kind of like on 100 because I have the autoimmune issue, right? Rheumatoid arthritis. Then on top of that, I have my body responding to this TNF blocker, which essentially just wipes out my white blood count, my white blood cells, my immunity. That way, um, it stops causing the erosion on my joints because it's my own body that's causing that issue. And then on top of that, now I'm on steroids, and it's just kind of crazy, y'all. It really is a lot going on, and my body is in total chaos. So I am, if you know anything about steroids, you're aware that the side effects, the insomnia, the I be angry, irritated because it's such a high dose. Like I said, I got an injection and then started the oral. So it's just a high dose. And I'm, hold on a second. But I am, it's just a lot going on. So I just don't feel good. I'm not resting. It's a whole lot of different stuff going on, Chad. Just what happens, but it's okay, right? It's definitely okay. And but it just is what it is, and it kind of sucks, right? Like that's what real life is. Sometimes real life sucks, right? It just does. And as adults, we have choices to make. Either we as adults say, okay, this sucks, but you know what you're gonna do with that because the sucky part ain't going away. It's not. It just is not going to go away. You have to go through some things. That's just part of life, right? It is not perfect. Not one human on this earth is perfect. So we not gonna have the whole just everything's just daisies and roses every damn day. Life just don't flow like that. And so you have to take the lumps and the bumps, right? So I choose to just deal with what it is, right? Head on. These just the facts of the situation. These are your issues. Then just move accordingly. Make the choices and the decisions that are going to benefit me for my needs, for my wants, for who I am. Because the truth is that is where peace and solace and confidence comes from. That's where you get, when you get to knowing yourself best, that is where all of those other things begin to thrive and grow because you are putting you first. Listen, there's a very big difference in being selfish and being self-serving. You understand? There's a big difference. So I will be being selfish going forward. There's gonna be, it's just a lot of, it's just what's gonna happen. I have for the last couple of years, those of y'all that's followed my page know I have been dealing with things, processing things, getting through things. Now is the season for me to be selfish. Anybody know me know that that's not a normal comfortable place for me. I know some people think, oh, being selfish, oh, that feels good. That feels, but there are those of us who I, I've never been selfish in regards to focusing on myself only. Now I've been to therapy, process things, all of those things, right? So I've dealt with those things, but I'm talking about those things that matter to April. Those things that I miss. Like there's things that I used to do that I don't do anymore that I really miss doing. And so I'm going to get back to those type of things. I'm going to get back to just being about myself. I'm not going to be my life isn't going to be myself, but my focus is going to be myself. I have a lot of responsibilities and a lot of things that I do, a lot of moving parts in my life. That's why it's real life with April, because that encompasses so many different things for me in my life, because my life is multifaceted, multidimensional. There's different things going on around here. But my intention for me is to be selfish in 2025. I'm going to focus on the things that will make me better, so I'm better for those that I love. And that's the purpose. I'm going to take all of this stuff I've been doing and all of this self-work, all of this, and I'm going to begin all of these things I've been learning the last, since really, let's talk about it. When BSB had his attempt on his life in April of 2022. Hey, Marie. When he had his attempt on his life in 2022, April, my entire, I don't want to say my entire world, but my entire life just kind of came to a stop, because I ain't see that coming. And I was so took back by what happened with him. I was so scared. I was so rattled that I hit my survival mode switch. Because let's be clear, BSB has always been my safe space. Even when we dated back in 1995, from August to October of 1995, we was inseparable. I'm talking about we was together all the time, at extra time on the weekends at the hotel near by the base. But anyway, y'all know the story. But he has always given me that safe comfortability. We've always had that. So when we ran back into each other in 2010, that same thing picked up. So I had gotten comfortable, right? And so when that happened and he was just completely out of it, like there was nothing I could get from him at that point, right? He just tried to take his own life. There's absolutely nothing I can get from the love of my life at this point, from my best friend. There's absolutely nothing. However, I just almost lost him completely, like gone, right? So I hit that switch And when I turn that switch back on, I ain't been able to cut that switch back off. So because of that, I'm around here with a lot more stress on my mind, a lot more stress on my body, a lot more stress on my relationships because I got to work to cut that switch back off. Because listen, when you've been when your entire life has been built on surviving and you shut that off, hey Cheryl the Pearl, and then it come you have an emergency and that whole flip back on, it's like it just came on, like it's just part of me, right? So that's what I'm working on. That's why I'm talking about balance. I have established boundaries. I did that a few years ago. That's why I don't speak to neither one of my biological parents. Now one I have boundaries. But I got to get back to a balance because living in the state of survival mode in your mind is so stressful on your body. But it's almost a state of I'm waiting on the next thing to happen. And the truth is, BSB is healthy. That there's things that he's working through, and for those that don't know, BSB has severe combat PTSD. It's severe. And but there's so many thoughts that went into that, the losing him, the just all of these things. And so now I have gotten caught back in that chaos, that storm. And what I got to do is I got to move my ass. You know what I'm saying? I have to, I've got to move out of that state of chaos, that state of surviving, that state of what's going to happen next. And I got to be on ready. See, people don't understand that when you in a state of when you know how to survive and it has been bred into you since being a child, your mind is always waiting for what's next. And I'm not talking about positive things. That's the difference in somebody who has just the difference in the way people deal with trauma, the way certain traumas affect certain of us. But as a survivalist, you always prepare for the worst. Baby, that is nowhere to live. I'm not going to sit here because I know I don't have to. Now, I have recognized where the switch happened. I recognize now what I got to do is begin to allow myself to get comfortable so I can not focus on what is going to happen next from a survival standpoint, from a what's bad next, but from a point of wait a minute. No, I got to love me. I have to be selfish, not self-serving, but I do have to begin to focus on me and the balance of me, the healthiest version of me. Because let's be clear, I'm 47 years old. I'm be 48 in 2025. I want to live at least another 50 years. So there's requirements that come with that. There are things that need to be in place for that. I can't just make excuses because something happened that threw me back into a familiar state of mind because it made me feel like I had some control or some shit. So it's really been kind of not funny, but that this has happened to my body to actually slow me down, make me sit down, make me think because I feel horrible. I'm tired. I'm irritated. Like I said, I'm irritated. If you ever took prednisone, you know what I'm talking about. You just be irritated. You don't want to sleep, none of that. You just be chilling. So that's what's been going on. That's what happened with my health. That's why I was at urgent care. That's why I've been down. That's where my mind is for this balance and boundaries for 2025. Um, and I'm really, we just gonna focus on self-work around here. That's the goal over here at Real Life with April. To be the best version of you so that you can give the best version of yourself to those that you choose to give yourself to. That's another thing. Listen, you ain't got to do nothing. You don't have to be around people. You don't have to be involved with it. I don't care what title they hold in your life. You don't have to be around them. You don't have to deal with them. You ain't got to put up with them. What you can do, hey, silly rabbit, how you doing? What you can do is say, absolutely not. We're not doing that. Absolutely not. I don't want to. We not moving that way no more. I'm not gonna allow you to move that way with me no more, cause you hurting me, and I'm not gonna hurt. And the situation with that is I'm not gonna hurt myself no more. That's why you stop allowing them people to hurt you, so that you don't hurt no more. It ain't about. We have to stop making choices that affect us directly for other people. You got to stop that. If your choice that you make it for you, you saying it's for you. Let's set this whole mind strategy that has so many of us in a chokehold up. You have a thought. The first thought that come behind that is how this gonna help other people. Very few of us are in a place where our first thought is, how is this gonna help me? How is this gonna hurt me? See, them are the questions we have to ask before we make decisions, because the decision you make has a direct effect on you. So, hey, Noop. Hey, oh, I don't know. Abdul Samad. Hello. I'm not even gonna give that last name a run, but hello. But you have to get to a place where you are strategically retraining your mind to put you first. See, that's what that balance is. That takes balance. Guess what balance takes? Balance takes work. You ever tried to stand on a balance beam? That's a job. You got to learn how to move, how to walk, how to balance on those. You don't just jump up there and do it. You have to learn. So we have gotten to retrain our brains to always look at not just the choices and how we gonna help somebody else, but how are these things directly affecting us? And what are we gonna do to maintain balance and health so that we can be the best version of ourselves, so we can be any good to help anybody? Because listen, if you out here just helping people and you hurt and you're lacking in your life, you're never going to feel complete. because you don't have that within yourself. You got to do self work. That is the most important type of work every one of us has to do as an individual. I was just about to say balance takes a lot of work. Most of the time, we tend to have empathy for others and place them before ourselves. Baby, say that. And you know what, Cheryl the Pearl? Some people see that in you. Some people hear a story and they know that because of what you've been through, they can come over there and they can make you feel a certain type of way because they're going to tell you about day shit. And but what we got to do is work on our balance. Like we have our boundaries, we got to have our balance. Balance requires discipline. Balance requires continual thought, continual movements. You have to, when you on a balance beam, your full body is engaged from the top of your head to your toes. You understand? Your feet, the muscles in your feet are engaged when you're on the balance beam. Your core is engaged. It's a full body discipline. Listen, what 2025? I'm getting back to that. I'm going to be so disciplined with myself that there's not going to be another option. Period. Because I just can't keep sitting here waiting for somebody else to do it. Silly Rabbit said, I wish I had known all of this when I was raising my kids and working and taking care of the house, etc., etc. Hello. But you know what, Silly Rabbit? We are who we need to be in different seasons of our life. And I feel like we live and we learn. And I have been in therapy since I saw my first therapist when I was 5 years old. I saw my first psychiatrist at 5. And I have been, when I was in foster care, of course, I had therapy every week. And as an adult, I have chosen to seek out therapy over the years because there's things I have to work through. But I feel like we do ourselves a disservice because we are taught it's so easy to look at what everybody else around us is doing that ain't right than to look at ourselves first. And when I look back, like when I was a single mom, or I think back, like I just think back, when I was raising my kids by myself, I was emotionally I just was emotionally disconnected. I was I was I was never that mother who sat and rocked her babies. My babies never slept in the bed with me. They came home from the hospital to a crib. Like I was always so regimented, right? And what I was expected to do. And it was just became like a well-oiled machine. Like this is what motherhood is, and this is what I have to do. I have to be president of the PTA. I have to make sure that I'm at every football practice, even if I'm still in my scrubs. I have to make sure that they're eating, that there's food in the house. I have to make sure. It's like there's so many things that we have to make sure are being done. And it's so easy to lose you. And I think that just becomes part of who we are. But I honestly believe that after the year of revelation, that so many have had about themselves in 2024, it really is a time and a season to bring balance and to put boundaries in place, because you now have seen some things. Balance and boundaries ain't about other people. It's about you. And we have to, it's so important, I believe. Like I said, I'm talking for me at my age of 47, finna be 48. I got to get back to me. Not self-serving me, but back selfishly to me. I have to make me the priority so that I have the strength to make others a priority. Cheryl the Pro said, this thing called life. Y'all, I be forgetting to highlight the comments. I'm sorry. This thing called life is no joke, especially at our age, because there are so many thoughts, so many mind trips, you know. Yep. And it's because we as women, as mothers, as wives, we are taught that we are the lesser vessel. But yet we have to carry more than anybody else in the thing. So how am I the lesser? No, baby. See, but that's the type of stuff we talk. Like you said, it's just your mind. But I know without a doubt that we have the strength and the ability and the resilience to restructure the way our mind thinks and sees things. And I feel like after a year of revelation, it's time to begin to implement those things. So we're going to be doing a lot. Y'all going to be doing a lot of that with me over here on Real Life with April, because I'm going to bring y'all along my implementation journey. Because listen, I learn from seeing stuff. In the Navy as a corpsman, we have a thing. It's called you watch one, you do one, and you teach one, right? So, for instance, when I was in hospital corps school way back in 1995, baby, let me date my age a little bit. Way back in 1995, when you learn to do venipuncture or give injections, we actually did that on one another, right? Like that's how we practice. So you would watch somebody do it, then you would do it yourself, and then you would teach somebody else how to do it. So you got 3 exposures of one practice. Why? You might say why? And the reason why is because the more you implement it, the more of a habit it becomes, the more natural you are at doing it. Now, my first, like I said, I was a hospital corpsman in 1995. I learned about medication, right? All of this nurse, all of this medical stuff. For those that don't know what a hospital corpsman is in the United States Navy, essentially they were created after World War II in Vietnam. They was created because when these hospital corpsmen were coming back, they were as trained as a physician assistant. So that is where the physician assistants program started, because the corpsmen, we were so trained and so advanced medically that we could do more than a nurse could do, an RN, those type of things. So they created a physician assistant program for those that were hospital corpsmen. Because of the things we learned, that was the type of job we were suited for. So, not that I was a physician assistant. That ain't what I said. What I said is that is as a hospital corpsman, that's the type of training I had. So anyhow, hey Amanda, how you doing? I hope y'all had a wonderful holiday. I feel like I ain't seen you in 400 years, but I hope y'all had a great holiday. And yes, I'm inside because Yes. I ain't going out there. BSB over in Orange Park, but I'm not going out there. Exactly. And I did lose myself. But you know what, Silly Rabbit? I'm telling you, that's the beginning. That's how the first thing you got to do is write down the things that you don't like with you, not about nobody else. For instance, I don't like that some mornings I wake up stressed. I wake up out of my sleep. Now I already don't sleep but about 3-4 hours a day. I have never in my life been a heavy sleeper. I do not nap. I don't okay. I think okay, I see it again. Go ahead. I have never been a big sleeper, right? So it's not new, it's not, but when I wake up, there are mornings that I wake up stressed just because I know what that day is going to entail, and none of it has anything to do with me. I'm I'm and everything that's on my to-do list has nothing to do with me. Listen, I'm not living like that no more. I don't like that. I'm not doing it no more. And that's my choice because I control what's on my mind. I control my mind. You control your mind. You control your thoughts. I'm finna get back focused on that there. The discipline and the balance will be returning. And guess what that means? It's finna be a rough start to 2025. Because if you know anything about discipline and getting anything in check, baby, listen, it takes some energy. But listen, once you get there, once you get in that sweet spot where you have brought discipline and balance, and it's just become back part of you, it's just you're doing meditation. You're doing breathing meditation, guided meditation, quiet meditation, whatever type of meditation you want to do, if that's what you need to do. But I am a strong advocate for meditation because, and the reason, and I like a guided meditation because, and I'm going to tell you why, because my mind is so it's like an old school ping pong game over here, y'all. It's so many sirens and bings and bells and balls popping. Baby, it's all kind of stuff going on over here, baby. We is hitting one side, tapping the other, and slamming on the other side. Just left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's how my mind works. So when I do a guided meditation or a meditative type yoga, it keep me focused on the assignments. And let me be clear, as mothers, as wives, most of our brains is like that because we doing 500 things a day. A day. You know, it just is a lot. Being a woman is so multi-layered. And I'm going to get back to those things that I miss. Like I miss doing my makeup. I love makeup. I love just certain things. And I'm going to get back to that. And I'm going to bring y'all along with it because I feel like sometimes as women, we just need our tribe. We just need to see somebody else. Your shit ain't perfect. So what I need to see is the transparency, the authenticity, because those are the things that are going to help me. It ain't about a pity party. But listen, we all go through shit. We all do. And instead of judging it or trying to sugarcoat your shit, go through it. Ah, hello, Miss Bear. Hey, how you doing, beautiful? I hope you had a wonderful holiday. I hope things are amazing up there in Canada. Y'all, let me get these comments. Y'all getting out the way with it. I ain't caught up. I'm coming. We did. How about you all? I'm out here at the game downtown. We had a wonderful holiday. I have been under the weather dealing with a lot of medical shit, but we ain't leave the house all day. So that's always a good celebration for me. Wet as ever. I'm so sick. It ain't right now. It just won't stop raining today. I don't know what is got going on. Yes. I could not. I wasn't going nowhere. These steroids, my stomach is hurting. I'm just, baby, I need to stay inside. Baby, they do the most over there in Clay County. 500 things a day is crazy work, but you ain't wrong. Exactly, Amanda. And when you think about that, if you as a woman now, and this is going for those quality women on my page, if you a quality woman, now you might not be working. You might not have kids, you might not be married, you may be single, all these different things, you may be a single parent, all these different things. You may work for yourself, you may work for somebody, all these different layers, right, for each of us. But I promise you, if you will sit down and write down for what you do for those around you as a woman on a daily basis, I guarantee you're going to be hard pressed if you a quality woman to find somebody else that is doing as much as you're doing. So that's why as women, we got to help each other. We got to be there for each other. We have to encourage each other. Because I don't care how resilient we may be. I don't care how amazing our bodies and our minds are that we snap back after having children. We snap back after what we may go through as children, from sexual assault all the way on to whatever we might go through, to be amazing, phenomenal wives and mothers and women in our communities. We overcome all of that just to be up here stressed in our own mind, overwhelmed, unhappy, just stressed out. And listen, let me tell y'all about something. Unhappy don't mean your household unhappy, your marriage is bad, your relationship with your kids. But no, I'm talking about you unhappy with yourself. Remember, we talking about self. We ain't talking about nothing and nobody else. Over here, we're gonna talk about you, me, you directly. We might start having a mirror image conversation every day. We all gonna get us a little mirror and we're gonna look in that hole and we're gonna talk to ourselves every day together. That's what we're gonna do. Like, why not? Why not? We're gonna start that. Starting when the kids go back to school, because you know what? I ain't gonna tell you when I'm gonna start, but I'm gonna start that. Every morning we gonna get on here 5 days a week, and we're gonna jump on here if it ain't but 15 minutes, and we're gonna talk to ourselves. 15 minutes. We're gonna look in the mirror and we're gonna talk to ourselves. Listen, sometimes talking to self, I had the best conversation. Miss Beth said, hello. How are you doing? How was your Christmas? It was good, Miss Beth. I ain't left the house. I left the house on Thursday to go to urgent care, and I've been pretty much home. Everybody goes through stuff. That's right, Miss Beth. We sure do. It's been raining most of the day here. Here too. It's been raining here a lot today. We was actually under a tornado watch. 500 things a day is an easy day. Hey, you ain't lying. Listen, you ain't lying. I try and do a little for myself. It gets frustrated. I am happy with myself, but I don't have storage in my place. So I just put things anywhere, it gets frustrated for me. Oh, just too much stuff. Just a little too much stuff in the house. Just and ain't nowhere to put it. I could see that being frustrated, that chaos. It create like a chaos because your mind is always just something to see, something to move, something to do. So yeah, I get that. When you say it like that, that makes sense. But I've always been a believer that if you have a lot of chaos around you, like um mess, right? Not dirty mess necessarily, but some people just have like it's a lot of stuff, like their house is full of things, pictures and flowers and vases and all kind of knickknacks, and that's all right, to each their own, right? I got some, not a lot, but because I don't like the dust stuff like that. I don't like for places for dust to collect. It really irritate me. So uh but when you have all of that around you, it's overwhelming. It's a lot to see. You get tired of every time I look over there, I see this pile of stuff, or I see these three totes. It may be organized chaos, but listen, looking at three totes in a corner out the corner of my eye does not make me be peaceful. It does not make me think clear because it's what I'm looking at. We very visual people, right? We humans. But so there has to be a reality check that takes place in order for you to grow. And that's what we're going to be doing, because I have had a reality check. And I'm just going to bring y'all on the journey with me over here on Real Life with April. And I just wanted to jump on here, give y'all a quick update about what I know some people have been reaching out to me about how I'm doing, what's going on, how I'm feeling, if I got the flu. I did not have the flu. Larice and two had the flu before Christmas, if you remember. And I did not get that type of sick. Everyone is very mindful. Everyone that lives in my home, even though we're multi-generational, they are all so mindful of my compromised immune system. So, and it's even more compromised due to the new TNF blocker. But that's okay, right? Because we're going to be all right. It's all right. But that's what I came on here. I wanted to let y'all know, what's been going on and just talk to you real quick. I'm going to start going live more often on YouTube and Facebook. Once we know about TikTok, I have gotten my live button over there, but I'm not going to start going live over there till we find out about a ban or not. I'm going to keep posting, but I just ain't going to go live yet. And then I'm going to be adding another platform. So keep your eyes open to go live. But yeah, so I hope to see y'all soon. I hope y'all have a great rest of your weekend. It's Sunday fun day, they say, right? For me, it's the first day of the week and I be tired. I be resting. And the fun day is sleeping. Well, I don't be sleeping a lot, but I do be in this I got me a big comfy chair. Y'all remember Pee Wee Herman Playhouse? I always want to be a comfy chair, and baby, guess what I got? A big old comfy chair. This chair is so big, I took some pictures when we first got it. I'm a poster, so y'all can see how much bigger this chair is that I have than I am. But I love this chair. I be kicked back, baby, chilly. But y'all enjoy y'all Sunday, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.